Hello collectors, Joe Prodzik here, and welcome to the unboxing experience. Today, what I'm going to be unboxing for you is a statue from Pop Culture Shock. This is Kotal Khan from Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10. Now I checked my records and I first pre-ordered the statue back in May of 2015. May 18th actually, on my birthday, over 2 years ago. So my excitement for this piece has kind of waned a little bit. But I remember at the time, I was pretty excited for him. I'd been playing Mortal Kombat X. I'd been loving the new character, Kotal Kahn, and I was excited about this new Mortal Kombat line from Pop Culture Shock. It's been over 2 years since I ordered this, so I'm not going to be collecting Mortal Kombat anymore. You know, a lot of decisions can be made in 2.5 years. A lot of things can change. My collection has changed a lot. I don't have room for a Mortal Kombat line, but now that Kotal Khan is here, and I've been looking through some of the gallery at the Pop Culture Shock website, I'm actually pretty excited to see how this guy is going to turn out. So now let's get this guy opened up and let's get to that statue. Now real quick, I don't know if you saw on the shipper box, it actually said carton number 29 of 88. So I was wondering if the edition size had changed on that at all. But as you can see on the bottom of the box, it's number 29 of 350. So we'll see what the actual statue says when we get it out. Now Kotal Khan first appeared in Mortal Kombat X. He is the current Emperor of Outworld, and he played a major part in that Mortal Kombat story, which really was a breakthrough for fighting games, this story mode in Mortal Kombat, and one which I really enjoyed. So I really like the gameplay of Mortal Kombat. I'm actually better at Mortal Kombat than I am at Street Fighter, even though I tend to like the Street Fighter story and characters a little bit more. I'm just able to pull off better combos and fatalities and all that stuff. And you know, I can remember as a kid, the original Mortal Kombat was super huge and super popular because of those crazy fatalities. Now this is back in the day, pre-internet, so there were no websites to go to look up how to do a fatality. And as I was really young at the time, I didn't know how to do them at all, but they were super cool when people did see them. I think I was able to do a few on when it came over to consoles. Probably had some sort of video magazine, which probably came out 6 months after it's released, that showed how to do some combos, if I'm remembering correctly. So let's check out the box. As you can see, new design. This is actually the first statue that was up for pre-order in the Mortal Kombat X series. Quan Chi actually came out first a few weeks ago. So we got images of Kotal Khan surrounding the box. I don't know if you can see that here, but it does say that I have the War God version, even though it's the Sun God. Even though it's the Sun God here on the box, I actually do have the War God, which is going to have the blue version. So here on the back of the box you have just a little bit of info on Kotal Khan. It says a united Outworld stands strong against its enemies. Kotal Khan serves as current ruler of the Outworld, a role he oversees with efficient brutality. The last of the Aztec, Kotal Khan was considered a god by early Mayans. So I really did enjoy his character in the storyline. I think depending on which abilities you would have in the game, you could unlock these different versions of the character. So Pop Culture Shock had 3 different versions of the statue. They had the Blood God, which if you see the yellow stripes and coloring here, that's red. You have the War God where it's blue, and then you have the Sun God where it's yellow. So this here is the War God, which is actually the most expensive out of the three at $445. The Blood God was $435, and then the Sun God was $425. So this blue version was the most expensive of the three, and the one that I enjoyed the most, which is obviously why I got it. So really looking forward to seeing this. He has some good detail in his costuming, and I'm really looking to see that the blue color, and if I made the right choice with my pick out of those three statues. So now let's get this statue out of the box and put together. So real quick, while looking at the box, I got two different compartments here. So I'm going to start by opening those two compartments up. PCS logo goes on top. So the first compartment is going to have the base here. And as luck would have it, there is a different number on the base. A little bit of snow. So you got a different number here on the base. Number 29 of 500. So I wonder if that's a combined edition size for the three different versions. And here's his base here. So the second compartment actually has all of the different accessories on it. So you got his little scepter looking thing here. It looks like you have all the decor from his like headdress and I don't know, scarf, necklace, whatever you want to call it. His waist, his belt, his little knife that he has on his side. So it looks like he has two of these little scepter things in the box. He's got four of these curved feathers, which look to be part of his headdress. And then he's got 7 of these smaller, less curved feathers. Right, so hopefully I'm going to be able to figure out how to put that together. Here he is, got the white gloves. Here his knife is, and then we got a couple of his hands. And looks like Kotal Khan, other than his hands, his headdress, is going to be another one-piece statue from Pop Culture Shock. Just like my last Charlie Nash statue was, you know, he's not going to have any neck seams. Super cool. So let's get him put together. So one thing I'm noticing right away is this guy is yellow, and I didn't order a yellow statue. I ordered the War God, which he's supposed to have blue paint on him, not yellow paint. So like I said, the outside of the box has the yellow statue on it, but the sticker on the front says War God. So I figured just the sticker on the box was going to be different. So this is actually going to be out of my last 3 pop culture shark pieces, this is going to be a second one that's going to have to go back, which is quite the shame. Quite the shame. I was really looking forward to that blue. That's why I ordered the blue one, right? So, anyway, let's get him on his base. There we go. All right, so we have his knife here, which is magnetic, so it's gonna just pop into place right there. I don't know if you can see my phone, War God exclusive. He's supposed to be blue. I'm gonna check that box just to make sure. So you can see, clearly says War God here. It's supposed to be blue. I just want to make sure I'm not losing my mind, thinking I got the wrong statue and maybe I ordered the wrong one. But nope, definitely supposed to be a War God. So we got an open hand here, left hand. Gonna pop that into place. Got my bloody left hand. That looks cooler. Let's put that one on. Yeah, that looks cooler. And then we got a left hand here. And this one looks like it's a peg on this one. There we go. And now this little piece here, looks like a skull. Well, looks like a skull. It's half a skull. And it looks like he's got the other half of the skull here on the base. So that will snap in. Well, not snap, but it's with a peg, so it'll go down here on the base. And I'll show you a full visual of the statue after I get him put together. So now let's figure out where this headdress is gonna go. And I can see on the back, you're probably not gonna be able to see it in the video, but on the back here, it's all numbered. So that means hopefully these feathers are numbered, and yep, they are. So this looks like number 1 here. We got number 2 here, there, but I actually think I'll start at a different spot. I'm gonna work, there are holes kind of, so I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down. That seems like it's gonna be the easiest route, so I'm not sure that's the best way to go about it. I'm actually gonna try it from the bottom up. I think that might be easier. I think that's the way to do it, bottom to top. I'm gonna do number 9, number 7, 6. And move to number 11. Number 10. I'm not sure how number 10 is supposed to fit in there. Got all of these things in the way. I gotta try to squeeze it in between. And stuff wants to go in at a certain angle, but the angle isn't quite right with this number 10. Just gotta kind of tilt it to the side, get that right angle that it wants to be in. Just be careful with it. We'll do number 4. And finally, number 5. All right, so there's his headdress. There's his headdress. You can see how layered it is. So a little bit more intensive of a assembly than probably we're used to. But that does look super cool on there. Now he's got his 2 weapons. So he's got a hole here gone in before the headdress, or you know what, maybe it's supposed to go upside down. There we go. So they are supposed to be this direction on his back. So there's Kotal Kahn, the war god, or what I actually got is the sun god, which is actually the cheapest version. I actually paid for the more expensive version out of the 3, and they sent me the wrong version. The box is correct, but the statue inside is not. So overall, that's not a huge deal. Obviously, I'm going to need to send it back to get the color I ordered, to get the color I paid for. But let's take a look at this guy. Super, super cool looking. Sculpt is really good. He's got nice musculature. He's got a lot of details in his clothing, in his skirt, whatever it is you want to call it. He's got great details in the face. His teeth are done pretty well. His headdress has a lot of good detail in it. His necklace, again, some smaller details in there. Paint overall is really good. He does have more of a matte finish rather than a glossy finish, which is good for this character, sort of an Aztec god looking guy. I'm not noticing a lot of paint flaws, or really any paint flaws. The yellow on him is in the lines for the most part. You know, no statue is flawless. Well, the statue did come in one piece. The one thing I am noticing is there is a big seam along the arm here, and I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but maybe you can in the video. Looks like you can actually see glue coming out of the seam where they glued the arm into place. So even though he is one piece, you do have quite a big seam there on his arm, and some glue as well. The left arm, you can't see the same thing. So the paint is good. The headdress and the necklace is really a subdued color. You know, it doesn't, it's not like a gold metallic paint on it like you might want. So the paint in the headdress kind of doesn't pop as much. But that's what Pop Culture Shock promised us. So looking at the gold, again, it does look a little bit more vibrant on the PCS website, but that could just be due towards lighting. He does have some good details. Like he has this nose ring. Looks like he has some studs in the bridge of his nose. Really tiny little details. And one thing I do like about this statue is that his veins are like really crazy detailed and red. and it adds a nice contrast to the statue, and it adds almost like a texture to the statue as well. You just kind of have like a rough skin texture on him too, which is really nice. Again, I can see some seams around where the knee, where the legs, knee joints meet the calf joints, and where his sort of feathers are sitting here around the leg. You can see a little bit of a seam there. But I'm standing, my angle's kind of looking down at that area, so I'm probably looking at it straight on. It's not really something you might notice. The base has sort of the same style of paint, more of a matte feel to it rather than a glossy feel. So details are really good, really cool. I really like the headdress. There is some, nice coloring here in the paint. It's subdued colors. It's not super bright, but it works well for this character. You can see his weapons here on the back, held into place with magnets. So overall, I'm happy with my purchase. Even though I'm not collecting a Mortal Kombat line anymore, I do think this is a really cool character and a really cool statue. $445. I think that's fair for the quality of statue. Quality-wise, it does leave a little bit to be desired. Obviously, pop culture's shocks quality, and sending me the right statue has to be better, and the quality of production has to be better as well. This arm seam with the glue sticking out here kind of sticks out. But if I'm looking at the statue from straight ahead, I can't see it. I can't tell. It's just if I have him turn to the side and I'm looking at him from the side, then I can see the glue and the seam here. So straight on, which is how he's going to be displayed, you can't see it. Again, as collectors, we want our statue to look good from all angles, not just from the display angle. It has to have a good overall quality to it. So Kotal Khan overall is not a home run. He's not a slam dunk, but he's not a dud either. So he's kind of a middle of the road statue for me. Character design is really cool. The sculpt is good. The paint is pretty good, and but the quality suffers just a little bit. But the way you're gonna display him, he's gonna look pretty good from that angle. Definitely a menacing and imposing figure. Really cool figure. I really like that he's has the look unlike any other statue I have in my collection. He's an Aztec god, and that's more in the vein of like a like I said, not like anything else in my collection. So if I was gonna be continuing my Mortal Kombat collection, would I be happy with them? I'd be kind of middle of the road with him. Just kind of middle of the road, just because of some of the flaws here. I have a lot of great statues in my collection, and even though the angle that we're going to be looking at him at, I'm not going to be able to see that glue. Whenever I look at him, that's all I'm going to be thinking, is that glue in the seam there. That's all I'm going to be thinking when I see him. Even though I won't be able to see it when I look at him, that's all that's going to be in my head. I mean, look, I got Lobo up there. Lobo has the tiniest flaw. He's got a tiny little pinprick at his arm. But in my mind, whenever I look at him, I say, yeah, he's got that little pinprick there. So, that is going to be something that is stuck in my head. Fortunately for me, I get to send him back because they sent me the wrong color. So let's see. Took me, last time I sent a statue back to Pop Culture Shock, it took about 3 weeks before I got a response from their customer service department. I had to post on Facebook in order to get someone to reply to me. But once they did, they sent out a new statue right away. They actually sent it out before I even sent them this statue. So they sent me my replacement, and then they sent me a label at the same time to send him back. So I actually got my replacement before I sent them out. I don't know if that's a normal pop culture shock policy, because that really shocked me and surprised me. But unfortunately, Kotal Khan is going to have to go back, because I wanted the blue version. That's the one I ordered. But other than that one flaw in his armpit, I think Mortal Kombat fans are going to be happy with this statue. From what I've seen, he looks definitely better than Quan Chi. He's going to be... he's a beast, a scary looking dude. He's a scary looking dude. So I'll take some pictures, some close-up pictures, and I'll take some videos of the statue. The pictures I'll throw up during the review, and the video I'll throw up after once the video is over. So thanks for joining me in this unboxing experience. Let me know what you think of Kotal Khan in the comment section below. Especially if you ordered a Kotal Khan, if you have one yourself, let me know what your armpit looks like. Maybe that's just a flaw that's unique to mine, and maybe once I get a replacement, they will be sending me one without glue in the armpit. So we'll see how that goes. Now don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on all of our latest unboxings and collection updates. Every 2 weeks, a buddy of mine, Quang Tran, run a show called Statue Talk, where we share the latest previews and pre-orders and give you some updates on our collection. It's basically an hour-and-a-half long chat where we share all the pictures and what's going on in the world of collecting. Also, check out our website, statuereview.com, and give us a like on Facebook. We try to share all the latest previews and pre-orders and the news from around social media to those 2 places. And remember, statue collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. This has been Joe Prodzik. Thanks for watching.